Hey guys, it's Damian. Welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to show you an automation that you can use to sort your receipts and invoices, especially the ones that come into your email on a daily basis. So I'm sure if you're running a business or even your own personal expenses, you're going to be getting invoices through your emails every other day. And this is an automation that's going to help you sort through that and have the receipts saved into a Google file, as a Google file, in a Google folder. It makes use of a parsing software or an application called pdf.co, and they're pretty efficient in the way that they manage to parse out all the PDF documents. So basically, this is going to be an automation that makes use of a PDF parser, as well as a little bit of OpenAI to kind of make sense of all the text that comes through. I'll explain as we move on. Let me open up the automation. Okay, this is the scenario. It's pretty simple. If I were to walk you through what's happening here, as you can see, it starts off with, in my case, Gmail, but it could be whichever module that you have that you could connect to your email address. As long as it can watch it, we're good. So it's going to look through our emails and then collect all the more recent emails that have not been read, passes it through an iterator, which basically takes all of the attachments that the emails might have. Sometimes you might get an email that has more than just one PDF in there. So this iterator is going to help, or iterator is going to help collect multiple PDFs if they are available, so that it can then go on to send those PDFs through the rest of the modules. Next, we have pdf.co. I will show you their website and how you can get started with them. And basically, they are a parsing service, a PDF parsing service. So they're pretty efficient and they're very good at what they do. So basically what this module is going to do is it's going to take the PDF document that you have, it's going to send it over to them, and then they're going to scan through that PDF and then give you an output in whichever format that you prefer. We're going to go ahead and get it in just a simple text-based output and then have ChatGPT sort through all of that. We're going to upload the PDF that we get from the email into a designated Google Drive folder, and then update a Google Sheet so that over time you will be able to have a good registry of every single receipt or invoice that you get, some details, basic details that you would probably look for in a receipt or invoice, as well as a link to the file in your Google Drive. Basically, we're just organizing all of our receipts and invoices. I'm going to go ahead and show you how it works real quick, and then I will go ahead and explain each of the modules step by step. So if I were to open this folder, I'm starting it from scratch. So what I'm doing is I'm going to have the email bring the receipts and invoices into this folder right here. And I'm going to log it in to this Google Sheet. So I'm going to go back, and I've already run it for the day, so I'm going to have to go ahead and choose emails after a specific date. I did, if you watched the previous video, I did sign up to MailDoso a few days ago. So I am going to go ahead and have this try to look for those emails from that day. And I'm going to go ahead and run it. What's going on? Oh, my bad. I clicked July. We'll go back to June and then go back to the 28th because I did the payment for that on the 29th. So this should definitely go ahead and get that. It's going to go ahead and get a Typeform invoice as well, which we got for free. So what it's doing is it's kind of sending it through here. And if I open up the Google Drive, it's going to start uploading all of those invoices and receipts in here. So let me refresh the page just to make sure. All right, there's 3 of them. So these are the 3 files that it's gone ahead and parsed and uploaded. And if you again go into the Google Sheet, I don't know why I opened it twice, it's gone ahead and listed out the company, at least I've asked it to do that, day it was received, the document name, the period for which the payment was done, the amount, the description, and then I also asked GPT to go ahead and give me a basic explanation. And if I want quick access to this specific invoice or receipt, I have the document right here that I can just click on a link to and then get to right away. I could go ahead and probably do a few modules to sort them out by month or by date, or going forward probably by year too. But for the moment, this is just a simple overview as to how you can go ahead and make use of this scenario. And it gives you a basic idea of what you can do. You can, of course, add more fields into this and have ChatGPT give out more data points based off of the text that it's able to pass out. But this is a very simple use case for this scenario. Now, I'm going to go back and explain to you each of the modules. So in the beginning, we have Gmail that's connected to my email inbox, and then I have a simple filter on it, and then it reads just unread emails. Going forward, it might be a safe idea to have this read all emails just in case. But for the moment, for the sake of explaining this module, I went ahead and just put the unread emails, so it's easier to just pull out those specific emails much more quicker. But of course, going forward, it might be safer to just have it set to all emails, because this way, it will then, let's say, for example, you go into your email address, and very likely you're going to open one of them. So you don't need to keep remembering that you need to unread, put those emails which have invoices on unread, and it's like, you don't need to do that. You can have it set that I can go ahead and take a look at all of the emails, and it'll get weeded out along the rest of the module as I'll explain to you. And once we are done with that, the next module is the iterator. Right now, this is connected to the attachments, and what this does is if a specific email has more than one attachment, this is going to bundle them up together. So if there was a justice, if in an ideal world, if every single email had just one attachment, it would just move along on this sequence cleanly and simply. Without the iterator module, if there were 2 attachments, only the first attachment is going to go through. So for that reason, we use the iterator module to be able to collect both attachments and then send the first attachment through and then the second attachment. And only after both of them go, or however many attachments are in that email, after all of them go through, will it proceed to the second email and then take attachments from there. So in this case, that's the purpose of using the iterator module over here. The third module is connected to pdf.co. And as I mentioned before, these guys, they are a amazing service through an API call. So once you've kind of set up, because right now I'm using a free plan, and they start you off with like 10,000 credits, which is pretty good in my opinion. So right now I'm using it for free, and of course, unless you really are using PDF parsing a lot, you probably would be fine and safe having the free plan. Of course, you can always subscribe and pay for more. And then setting it up in make.com is very simple. You just need to copy your API key by just clicking the button right over there. And when you go back to your make module, I already have a connection set up, but then of course you would go into add your connection, give your connection name, and just paste that PDF API, pdf.co API key over here. And you can save it. And then you have your connection established. It's very easy. So within the pdf.co module, what you're going to do is select your input as upload a file. And again, the module that I've chosen from here is the very first one, that's convert from PDF. So what you're doing is you're uploading the file that you got from your from your Gmail, from your email that you brought in and that you have stored in your iterator. So you're uploading that file and you're asking it to convert it from PDF to text. And the reason I'm converting it from PDF to text is because I want a format that I can quickly put into ChatGPT. Of course, they allow multiple other formats, which you can go ahead and take too. But I just went and took the very first one, that's PDF to text. Simple, no layout, fast. Because ChatGPT is more than competent enough to sort through that information. I didn't mention anything else out of here except probably the export type is in JSON and the output links expiration is 60 minutes. What that means is once it goes ahead and passes the document, it's going to give you a link with which you can download the information, and that's only going to be valid for 60 minutes, and after that it's going to expire. Just one of those little security features that they have. You can of course bring it down to like a minute or even a couple of seconds. You can do that, but I just went ahead and left it as the default 60 minutes. And again, the PDF file that was downloaded from Gmail that we collected in the iterator, I'm going to go ahead and upload that file, which it catches down here, into the folder that I made, the Invoices and Receipts folder. And I'm doing that with the upload a file Google Drive module. After that, we get a OpenAI ChatGPT module, which is a create a completions module, and I'm using the previous version of ChatGPT 4.0. And what I have in here is a completion. So I start off with a systems prompt saying that it is a helpful and intentional bookkeeping assistant. Then I go ahead and tell it to that below I will attach a text that is the output from PDF parsing service. The parsed information is either an invoice or a receipt. First verify if this is either one. If it is an invoice or a receipt, then proceed to make sense of the information. If it is not an invoice or receipt, then type NA in the document type field, and it's sorted out as such. So I'm asking it to output strictly in JSON and do not add anything outside of the brackets, the curly brackets. And basically the information I'm asking it for to retrieve from the text is the date received, the name, document type, document name, the total amount, description, explanation, and the Google Drive file URL. After that, I go ahead and give it a example. So what I do in the formatting is I'm not gonna go through that too much. I'm gonna blur it out because it has some specific information. But what I uploaded in there on the top over there was a sample text output. Then I go ahead and give it a ideal output that I'm looking for. So this is basically just training the GPT model to understand exactly how I want the output to be. And then after that, I give it the same answers in the same format. So basically the Google Drive file URL, which I pull from this module when it uploads the file, when it uploads the PDF, I pull it from there. The file name I get from the same thing. So basically, if I were to go down here and show you, you would find it, you can kind of see it highlighting itself a little bit. So you're getting the web content link for the Google Drive file URL. The file name, you're just pulling it from name right here. And then the parsed text from the PDF parser comes out of comes from here. So all the text is going to be in here, so you can pull it out from there. So you just need to click on that. I set the max tokens at 1000 and temperature at 0.8. That's plenty. And the temperature being 0.8 is going to make sure it's not going to be overly creative. We don't need it to be creative here. We don't need it to be creative here. And the next thing is to take that output that GPT gives us. So I'm going to show you what the output that it gives us looks like, which is this. It's in JSON format, but it's inside the curly brackets. So this parse JSON is this module right here is going to take that curly bracket filled format of data and then split it into individual line items, which then the Google Sheets will go ahead and add a row into the Google Sheets. So it's going to take each of those modules that we pulled out and then add it into each of the columns that are in the Google Sheet. So that is each of these individual columns. So when you get this module, in case you haven't used this before, what you would do is you would go here and then add a row. That's the module that you're looking for. You would connect it to your Google Workspace email, and then in there you're going to select the specific Google Sheet that you want to populate. And once you select the sheet, it's going to pre-fill the first heading for each of the rows. Sorry, the heading for each of the columns. And then what you'll go ahead and do from there is just populate each of these items that you're going to bring in. So you're going to want to format your sheet in the way that you want to be able to move the information that you're pulling out of the document and then put in there. And I also added a filter in here, which if I can open this, I will show you what it is. It's basically telling me that it's only going to let invoices and receipts come through. So sometimes when you have Google pull in emails which have attachments in them, so the first section over here is by default going to filter out for attachments in the emails. So if there are no attachments in the emails, it's not going to come through here in the first place. But sometimes you're going to get an email with attachments that are not necessarily receipts and invoices. And this filter at the very end is going to help filter that. So it's still going to be passed through the as a PDF. It's still going to go and get uploaded, and it's still going to have all of that happen. But at the very least, it's not going to get documented in here as a invoice or a receipt, because that's not what this is about. So worst case, you can have all of your documents saved on your Google Drive folder, and this is going to categorize the invoices and receipts, and that's going to be much more cleaner into that sense. So you're just going to have exactly what you need on this Google Sheet. So I hope you liked that video. It's very simple automation, not too complicated. Basically, all it's doing is saving you the time of having to go through your emails and collecting your invoices and receipts and having them cataloged. I feel like at some point in time, you're going to be very busy doing many other things that you might overlook this, and then later down the line, it's going to become a bit of a pain for you to go figure out where the specific invoice is or where the specific receipt is. Here you have it all sorted out in a Google Sheet, which you can easily just quickly go into, find, and then pull the exact file, because it's already all saved on your Google folder. Of course, you can make adjustments and changes of whatever kind. You can add more fields, remove some, make it look for not just invoices and receipts. You could probably have it look at some other kinds of PDFs and have it outputted in a different kind of way. So you don't really necessarily need it to be just invoices and receipts. This scenario is more or less just to showcase the ability to parse PDF documents and then take what you need from those PDF documents, which in itself I think is very useful. But yeah, That's all I have for you for today. And don't forget to like and subscribe. We've also got a waitlist for a community that I'll be opening up in August. Stay tuned for that, and catch you guys in the next one. Have a good day.